This is Art Television.
Coming up, State of Business, sponsored by
ඔබගේ ආදරණීය වාහනය ආදරයෙන් සුරකින්න ඉකුඩ් ඇම්බුලන්ස් භාවිතා කරන්න.
බාධා නැති සීමා නැති SLT Mobitel Home 4G දැන් පුළුල් ආවරණයක් සමග.
IWS Aviation.
A very good evening and a very warm welcome to State of Business on our television. I'm Savindri Jawardana. Let's look at the top stories for the day. Parliament plunges into chaos over political victimization report. Central Bank warns on trading in cryptocurrencies. News in detail. Parliament sessions were suspended for 10 minutes due to a tense situation over the debate on the report of the Presidential Commission of Inquiry on Political Victimization. The tense situation arose after both the government and the opposition wanted to move the adjournment debate on the report. While the opposition MP Lakshman Kiriyala suggested that the debate should be moved by the opposition leader of the House, Dinesh Gunawardena said that government should move the debate as the government members were politically victimized during the Yahapalana government.
ඒක නිසා ගරු සංවිධායකතුමා වගකීමෙන් වැඩ කරන්න කියන ටික විතර මම කවුරුන් කියනවා.
ගරු කතානායකතුමේ විවාදේ ඉල්ලුවේ අපිට විවාදේ ඉල්ලුවේ.
ගරු කතානායකතුමනි ඔබතුමා දැන් වැඩ කටයුතු ආරම්භ කරන්න කියලා ප්‍රකාශ කළා. විනාඩියක් කියලා නැගිටලා මේ වෙන තේරුමක් නැති කතාවක් ගැන මම ඉල්ලා සිටිනවා. ගරු ක්‍රීඩා ඇමතුමාට පනත ඉදිරිපත් කරන්න. නාමල් ඇමතුමාට අවස්ථාව දෙන්න මේ. කාලේ නාස්ති කරන්න ඕන අපි තීරණය කරපු දෙයක් ආපහු කතා කරන්න දෙයක් නැහැ. තීරණයක් ගත්තා බොරු තමුන්නාන්සේ තීරණයක් ගත්ත තැන හිටියා ඉඳලා මෙතන ඇවිල්ලා බොරු කියන්න එපා. සම්පූර්ණ බොරු නමක යවන දේවල් කියන්න එපා.
අවසාන වතාවට අපි කිව්වේ ඔබතුමාට තීරණයක් ගන්න කියලා. ඔබතුමා තීරණයක් ගන්න.
Yeah, honorable.
Just want to waste time.
කතානායකතුමනි පාර්ලිමේන්තු සම්ප්‍රදායට අනුකූලව කල්තබීමේ විවාදයකට යම් මාතෘකාවක් පිට යම් පාර්ශවයක් ඉල්ලුවා නම් දැන් මෙවැනි පූර්වාදර්ශයක් ඔබතුමා ඇති කරනවා නම් අපි යෝජනා කරන ඕනෑම මාතෘකාවට විකල්ප මාතෘකාව ඒ මාතෘකාවම අපි ඉදිරිපත් කරනවා කියලා ආණ්ඩුවට ඒක හයිජැක් කරගෙන යන්න පුළුවන්. මේක වැරදි පූර්වාදර්ශයක්. මේ ඒක ගරු කරන්න. එහෙම දෙයක් වෙන්න බෑ. අපි මුලින් ඉල්ලුවා නම් අපිට
මම පැහැදිලි කරන්න ඕනේ. ගරු රවුෆ් හකීම් මැතිතුමාත් හිටියා පාර්ටි ලීඩර්ස් ඩිසිෂන් එක ගන්නකොට. Honorable Rauf Hakim was present when we met the party leaders and took the final decision. මෙතන ඇවිල්ලා බොරුවට ප්‍රචාරය කරනවා. අපි ඊටම පැහැදිලිව කිව්වා. වැඩිම 100% දේශපාලන හා වද හිංසා ලැබුවේ අපේ හිතවතුන් හා අපේ පාපාක්ෂිකයන් කියලා. ලැජ්ජ නැහැ. ඔබතුමාට ලැජ්ජ නැහැ කතා කරන්න අද. එතකොට යෝජනාව ගේන්න ඕනේ. අපේ മന്ത്രിවරයෙක් තමයි වේදනාවෙන් යෝජනාව ගෙනල්ලා තියෙන්නේ.
කරුණාකරලා තමන්ගේ පෙතර යන්න. සභාවේ වැඩ කටයුතු විනාඩි 10කට නත් හිටවනු ලැබේ.
President Gotabaya Rajapaksa has requested the assistance of the Boao Forum in encouraging more companies from their countries to regard Sri Lanka as an investment destination. He made this appeal while virtually addressing the Boao Forum for Asia Annual Conference 2021, which was held yesterday. The Boao Forum for Asia, which was established by 29 member states to promote economic integration in Asia, is taking place from April 18 to 21st in Boao, Hainan Province, China. In his remarks to the Boao Forum, President Gotabaya Rajapaksa said that Sri Lanka has well thought out plans to revive and strengthen the economy significantly in the coming years. Inviting international partners to assist in this process, President emphasized that Sri Lanka's goal is to draw investments rather than to borrow capital. President also stated that Sri Lanka has devised attractive FDI policies, including a preferential tax scheme and other benefits. The President further declared that the sovereignty of countries should not be jeopardized in the course of maintaining a fair balance between national policy and international customary rules, norms and regulations.
We have well thought out plans to lift low-income families out of poverty, improve rural infrastructure, enrich the quality of our education to meet future needs, and to enhance use of technology to improve efficacy throughout the nation. We have ambitious plans to revive and strengthen our economy significantly in the coming years. We seek the contribution of our international partners to aid this process. We do not seek to borrow, but to encourage investment. We have developed attractive policies for foreign direct investments, including a favorable tax structure and other incentives. We seek the support of the governments of member countries of the Boao Forum to encourage more businesses from their countries to consider Sri Lanka as a destination for their investments.
Amid the controversy surrounding the port city in Colombo, Kurunegala District Development Committee Chairman, former senior lecturer of Sri Jayawardhanapura University, Gunapal Ratnasekara said that port city is not a separate state concept but a component owned by the government of Sri Lanka. He asserted this speaking at the media briefing this morning organized by a civil organization named the Professionals for Better Future.
The commission is appointed by President, then 5 to 7 members will be there. Then out of these people, the chairman will be appointed by the President. Then ultimately, commission will responsible for everything. Then some other legal activities. Then other thing is this is a legal entity. The commission is itself is a legal entity. Then ultimately, that any person can go to court against the commission. Therefore, this commission will look after everything. Commission is responsible for everything. That nothing is given to China Harbour. Then they will get in the investors to this harbour port city. Then they have some right under the lease agreement for 99 years. Therefore, this will not be a China-controlled port city. This is controlled by ourselves. This belongs to the government. Therefore, nothing is given to the China Harbour Company.
Stay tuned for more news right after this break.
මගේ ආදරණීය වාහනය ආදරෙන් සුරකින්න මම පාවිච්චි කරන්නේ එකෝ ටැබ්ලට්. ඔයාලගේත් වාහනේට බය නැතුව එකෝ ටැබ්ලට් පාවිච්චි කරන්න.
ඔබගේ ආදරණීය වාහනය ආදරෙන් සුරකින්න එකෝ ටැබ්ලට්ස් භාවිතා කරන්න.
This is one way of showing convenience, and My SLT is just another name for convenience. Services here, there, and everywhere. Now brought under My SLT. Access all of SLT Mobitel services through one app. SLT Mobitel, the connection.
Welcome back after the break. According to the dealers, the Sri Lankan rupee was rated at 203 to 208 to the 1 month dollar in late morning trading today. The Sri Lankan rupee ended about 204 to 207 on the 1 month forward market on Tuesday. As attested by the dealers, the spot dollar was quoted at 192 with no offers in early trade today in Sri Lanka's Forex Markets. Dollar rates in Sri Lanka's interbank market have surpassed the rupee yield, resulting in negative forward premiums, giving that the spot rate should be higher than the forward rate due to unparalleled money printing. Commercial banks in Sri Lanka were offering about $195 to $200 to buy and $203 to $208 to sell to retail customers, while for large-scale import clients, some were quoting a little more than $204. After interventions on Friday and Monday, which brought the spot rate down to around 190 levels at one point, Sri Lanka's forex markets were extremely volatile. The gap between purchasing and selling prices has increased as a result of the volatility. Bonds maturing on 15 December 2020 were quoted at 5.95 with a percentage of 2% on Wednesday, down from 5.97 with a percentage of 6.03% on Tuesday. Bonds maturing on 15 November 2023 was quoted at 6.50 with a percentage of 60% on Wednesday, wider from 6.50 to 55% on Tuesday. Bonds maturing on 15 December 2024 was quoted at 6.8 with a percentage of 9%, up from 6.75 to a percentage of 90% on Tuesday. The Committee on Public Finance approved a number of regulations under the Imports and Exports Control Act at the committee meeting held yesterday. The Government Finance Committee approved regulations allowing the importation of saris other than batik in response to a request from local industrialists and manufacturers. Commissioner General of Import and Export Damayanti Karunaratne presented some new legislation to the Public Finance Committee yesterday. The Commissioner also indicated that due to a shortage of domestic output for certain commodities, import restrictions must be enforced in order to keep the Sri Lankan rupee from depreciating and retain foreign reserves in the face of the COVID situation. It was also announced at the Committee on Public Finance that local liquor producers and retailers who are in trouble expect some relief as a result of COVID-19's new normal condition. According to these concessions, hotels with and without tourist board permission are fully excluded from paying the annual permit fee as well as the annual liquor license fee for the year 2021. Furthermore, according to a Gazette notification sent to the committee, the excise duty of 25 rupees per litre on distilled toddy has been abolished and the opening hours of toddy bars have been extended. Accordingly, the retail limit for toddy has been raised from 1 to 3 litres. The chairman of the committee, Andra Priyadashanayapa, and other members of the committee drew the officials' attention, highlighting the need to protect consumers by increasing the volume of artificial toddy consumed in the market rather than natural toddy. The Public Finance Committee also discussed regulations presented by the Central Bank of Sri Lanka under the Foreign Exchange Act, emphasizing the practices that must be carried out, especially when dealing with capital markets. In the meantime, the Central Bank of Sri Lanka has cautioned the public about the serious threats that investments in virtual currencies pose to consumers and the economy. According to a press release issued today by the CBSL, there are no regulatory protections in place in Sri Lanka for the use, investment or dealing in virtual currencies. The central bank has shown the threats to the consumers with no administrative or specific legal redress in the case of any transaction-related problems. The statement also revealed that there is a strong possibility that these currencies will be used to finance terrorism acts by terrorists to launder illicit money in breach of foreign exchange regulations. According to the Foreign Exchange Act, virtual currencies are not classified as a legal investment category in Sri Lanka, in which purchasing virtual currencies from abroad is a violation of foreign exchange regulations. The CBSL informs the public that it has not granted any person or corporation a license or permission to run schemes involving VCs, including cryptocurrencies, and has not approved any initial coin offerings, mining activities, or virtual currency exchanges. It also emphasizes that VCs are digital tokens developed by private individuals that can be accessed electronically by mining ICOs or VC exchanges, and that they are not provided by central banks and are not typically backed by underlying assets. The CBSL released its press release in response to a warning issued on the cryptocurrency-related transactions in Sri Lanka by the Information Technology Society of Sri Lanka in February this year. Stay tuned for more news right after this break.
ඔබගේ ආදරණීය වාහනය ආදරයෙන් සුරකින්න ඉකු ටැබ්ලට්ස් භාවිතා කරන්න.
This is one way of showing convenience, and my SLT is just another name for convenience. Services here, there, and everywhere. Now brought onto my SLT. Access all of SLT Mobitel services through one app. SLT Mobitel, the connection.
විශේෂ අවශ්‍යතා සහ සුවිශේෂී දක්ෂතා ඇති උපකාර අත්‍යවශ්‍ය දරුවන්ට මුළු මහත් රටක දිරිය දෙමින් ඔවුන්ගේ වාසනාවට හේතුවක් වෙන එකම ලොතරැයිය.
දරුදිරි සම්පත හේතු වාසනා වේවා.
Welcome back after the break. Trading at Colombo Stock Exchange ended on a positive note today. The All-Share Price Index gained 78.33 points to close at 7,433.44 and the S&P SL 20 gained 21.76 points to close at 2,977.32. The turnover was 2.9 billion rupees and over 128 million shares were traded. Up next are Forex rates. And that's all news for today. See you tomorrow with State of Business at the usual time. Until then, take care and good night.
State of Business was sponsored by
ඔබගේ ආදරණීය වාහනය ආදරයෙන් සුරකින්න ඉකු ටැබ්ලට්ස් භාවිතා කරන්න.
බාධා නැති සීමා නැති SLT Mobitel Home 4G දැන් පුළුල් ආවරණයක් සමග.
IWS Aviation.